Places to be. First of all, congratulations on the victory. It was a bit of a war in there. I don't know if people would have maybe expected that from Bilal, but what were you expecting it from him?
Yeah, I was expecting a tough fight. Obviously, he's a good fighter, pressure fighter, good wrestling, good. He's pretty well-rounded. So, yeah, I was expecting a tough fight.
Were you surprised perhaps that he didn't go for as much grappling exchanges or takedowns as we usually see from him?
Not really. I mean, he was saying he wasn't going to shoot takedowns, but I was expecting a all-round offense, and yeah, I guess you can never expect anything. You just got to roll with it, and that's, I feel like, what I did.
I felt like most of your best exchanges were sort of in the pocket against the fence. Was that an area you knew you were going to find yourself in, or was you just going with the flow of the fight?
Going with the flow. I was trying to. The game plan was to stay off the fence. I feel like he does his best work on the fence, so I was trying to stay off the fence. But he was just walking down, pushing me up against the fence. But I felt like my footwork. I felt like every time he came in, I was able to hit him and then get off the fence.
Fifth round, it looked like you had him badly hurt. I was curious if you felt you nearly had him out of there and then you just wanted to gauge your cardio. What were you thinking in that fifth round?
Yeah, I was hoping to get him out of there. I was been thinking all week it'd be cool to get that like late fight finish, like the Gilbert Burns. Like, it felt good to rally through and then take him out at the end. But I tried.
Confident you had the win when he went to the judges?
You never know. But I was confident they'd done pretty good work. But I guess you never know when you leave it to the judges. My corner when I finished the fight, I asked the corner a few times and they said, yep, you definitely won that. So just waiting and see, but you never know.
Did you exchange much words with Dana in the ring? I saw you talking for a little bit.
I spoke to Dana on the phone after the fight.
And what did he say?
He was happy, you know. He was happy. I mean, happy for me, not happy for that Bilal lost or anything. Just happy for me, and yeah, I guess we'll see what they think's next.
Montreal has this reputation as this crazy fan city, and we come out tonight and you hear the fans' reactions to a lot of the hometown fighters. Talk to us about your feelings of the return to Montreal and the fans in attendance.
I think it was great. It was excellent. I was here for the Four Nations in February, and it was really, really loud, and I felt like tonight reached several levels like that. So first and foremost, like, just nice to be back in this building. It's an incredible sports building. It's a great sports town. It's a wonderful town to be in, just generally. Had a couple observations. I mentioned it a bit earlier, but one of the things that we noticed from the press conference and the weigh-in was that it seemed like the average age was somewhere in kind of the low, maybe mid-20s. And so for us, that means a lot. There's a lot of people in this country, and in Quebec, rightly so, that hang on to GSP. As well as Cote and Val and a number of others, Hominick and Stout and a bunch of others who built the foundation for MMA. The fact that we had probably largely 20-year-olds who were in the press conference and at the weigh-ins really meant to us that, the fan base is now almost not recycling, but it's growing. There's a new tier of fans that are supporting us here in Montreal and in Canada, and that meant a lot. I also thought that the support that we got from the city was great all week, and some of the activations that were conducted just meant like it was a really nice return to Montreal after long.
It's hard to say like what you expect because I feel people sometimes expecting like they do knockout submissions in the first round, but it's you have to be ready for the hardest battle. So I feel that this is a very correct approach, because if you're ready for maximum and when it's like finish in the first round, then you kind of like, okay, I was getting ready for at least like all 5 rounds. But I knew coming into the fight that it's going to be hard fight because my opponent, Manon, she, for a reason, got into this challenge for the belt, and all her she's 12-0, right? And it's also for a reason. So it's speak by you cannot expect some like easy fight from this kind of person.
Seems in the first round when it looked like you broke her nose pretty early, or at least damaged the nose. Did you feel that was a big turning point in the fight because it seemed to take her out of her game for a while?
This is a fight. This is what we are like. Every fighters, when we step inside of the octagon, we kind of expecting that it's probably sooner or later might happen, something gonna be broke. And it's better when you broke something than you had that.
A lot of the narrative on the broadcast was how big Manon looked compared to you. Like, she just looked taller and stronger. Did she feel stronger in there when you guys would clinch up?
She felt a little bit slippery for me. It's very hard for me to say that. No, I cannot say that I had like problems with the size-wise, because fighting in bantamweight, I fought like Amanda, she's a bigger. I fought Holly Holm, she's a bigger fighter. Juliana Pena, but in that time I was a little bit bigger weight class. But now, definitely she's a strong fighter, and I think we had good fight.
It's been a while since the fight actually wrapped, so I guess just what are the emotions now that the dust has settled after not just a big win, but like a very impressive fight all around?
Yeah, it was an incredible feeling. I felt like $1 million after the fight. I felt really good. I felt like we won it. I finished the fight super strong. And GSP told me that actually when he missed weight by 8 pounds, the first thing George told me about it was, this is going to be so good for the story. This is going to be incredible for the story. Not only are you fighting a legend in the sport, you're fighting him and you weighed 8 pounds less than him. You had to move up in weight for him. And then getting rocked in the fight adds to the story, adds to the adversity. I overcame it all. So I feel incredible right now.
Is that the type of fight you expected in there? Because obviously Aldo, I'm sure you saw the videos. He was very annoyed at his last fight, and he was hoping for someone to stand in front of him. And you basically stood inches away from him that entire fight. So is that what you expected in there?
Yeah, I did no wrestling for this camp. I expected us to brawl in the center. I think his last fight really made him upset, and I love to strike. And Merab Davishvili is, the best wrestler in the bantamweight division. He couldn't even take him down, you know what I mean? So I didn't want to waste my time shooting on him. I wanted to strike. I wanted to outdo him on the feet. I didn't outdo him as much as I wanted to. I thought it would go better in the feet. I thought I'd get the hang of it much more. But because of the weight miss, what was playing in the back of my head was that I dehydrated myself 8 pounds more than he did. So I wanted to start much slower than normal because I didn't know if I would take the shots worse than he would take the shots, because I dehydrated myself 8 pounds more. I lost so much more water than he did. So I was expecting him to take the shots better. But then in the middle of round 2, I started smiling because I was like, you know what? His shots ain't that bad. His shots ain't that bad. But they were fast. They were fast. He's got quick hands still at his age. He's a legend. I just told him backstage, he's going to be remembered forever.